What is up, ladies and gents, people of the internet? I bet you're saying to yourself, finally, he's doing something. Uploading a video finally. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. This is Call of Duty Ghosts. Are you guys excited for it? First of all, before I continue this commentary, while I give my first impressions, are you excited about it? Leave a comment in the section below about it. Just give me your entire opinion right now of the game while I give you my opinion. I think it's refreshing. I don't know if it's a good or a bad kind of refreshing, but let me further explain myself on that. It's refreshing because it doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game. It kind of does, but then again, it kind of doesn't. When you run around the map and the way the game styles are set up, the way the spawns are set up, yeah, it's a Call of Duty game. But it feels a little different. Something feels off about it. Like, are you sure Infinity Ward made this game? It doesn't sound like Infinity Ward would make something like this. The way how fluid the game feels, it feels like they've been advertising, oh, this games are gonna run at 60 frames per second ever since they started talking up Modern Warfare 3, and we all know that felt like 48 frames per second. We kind of felt that. This feels fluid. This feels pretty solid. Fluid and solid, I know, contradicting terms, but the movement is fluid. The visuals are solid. I do like the visuals of the game. As far as the map layout's concerned, most map layouts that I've seen, especially the small maps, kind of clustered, kind of multi-layered a little bit, congested slightly. It's not bad. What you're seeing right now, Free Fall, it's definitely one of those kinds of maps where if you're not really used to teammates on top of teammates, enemies on top of enemies, and they're interchanging back and forth, and there could be all around you at any second, then maybe Free Fall's not for you. But what I do like about Free Fall is that it's something dangerous. It's a risky move, which I kind of like that. I like that they do these kind of risky things and throw you into a map style to where multiple levels are in account, yet you have, even though there's a clusterfuck in front of you, you can still see everything. Which, I don't know how that's going to play because of the dynamic portion of the map. It is pretty dynamic the way the building destroys and around you, depending on the length of time the match is. Which for cranked, it goes pretty quickly, so I put two cranked side by side, 2 cranked matches side by side. But in any case, moving on from that map, my character keeps falling. Oh, I got one of these little Lego, Mega Bloks ghost characters. I think this is pretty cool. I'll probably throw a picture up of what he looks like. I got it in my game, with my game. I think it's pretty cute. So, anywho, my impressions of Ghost's story, I'm only going to talk a minute or two max about the story. I know you guys aren't really interested in the story, probably not. But I felt, again, the same refreshing feel that I did with Black Ops 2, but in the sense of there aren't a whole lot of time lapses. There is a shift in perspective between one person and another person, which they did that in the introductory prologue of Ghosts. You're in space, and it's so awesome, and it looks beautiful out in space, and you try to reclaim the space station, and it turns out that's the space station that was talked about in the other person's perspective in the prologue. And so you basically get to see both ends of what's going on and what they're talking about. So I don't know, I kind of like the story so far. Like I said, I haven't played too much. Again, don't expect a whole lot right yet. There are going to be patches, there are going to be fixes, there are going to be bugs, of course. I still haven't seen any frame rate issues. I haven't seen any lag spikes. I see a host migration. I've played this game for a couple days now. I've only seen 2 host migrations ever, and I was one of them. I quit today to put the game on my PVR or on my computer and commentate over it. I was that second host migration. And the first host migration happened when I was trying to join a match and it was already starting. And like it was the match countdown, and then there was a host migration because I was joining. And that's it. I haven't really discovered any hit detection issues. Sensitivity issues are a little bit iffy to me. It feels like it's more sensitive moving the gun up and down than it is side to side, which I can see why, because your arms are levers, they move up and down. I understand that. So you're gonna have to play around with the sensitivity. The way the gun mechanics feel, it feels it feels standard. And when you're sprinting and you either slide to cover or go prone and you have to ready your weapon, you kind of feel that there's no loss of motion when you get to cover and ready your weapon. It's all in one motion, getting to cover and readying your weapon at the same time. That's kind of how sliding feels like. When you slide to cover and you mount your weapon ready to go, it all feels like it's in one movement. It doesn't feel like it's two separate animations, like sliding and readying your weapon. It's all flowing together nicely. The way the gun classes are set up, it is a little different, something to get used to, something you have to not kind of forget about. It's like, oh yeah, I forget that I have tokens I can spend for on guns and attachments and mods, and which is another thing. You're allowed one attachment per each section of attachments for a gun. So you can have a sight, you can have a barrel attachment, you can have an undergrip attachment, and you can have a mod. It all depends on how much money you're willing to spend on making one gun good versus making several guns in that particular category of weaponry good, just by adding 1 or 2 attachments apiece on each gun instead of adding up to 4 attachments on a single gun. The Vector is good, the Honey Badger is good, the C2010 is good, the Bison is good. Shotguns are okay. I'm kind of slightly disappointed in the shotguns. Wish there was a little bit more variety. Maybe they might add it in a DLC. Might add another assault type of shotgun. The only 2 assault types of shotguns are the 9 and the 12, which is it looks like the KSG-12. The other one kind of behaves like a Remington, even though one's a 5-shot, one's like an 8 to 10 shot. So one has a smart choke, which is the very last one that I believe it costs like 12 or 15 coins or whatever. Behaves like a KSG, but has a smart choke system, so the choke gets smaller when you aim down sight. Don't know how that works, not going to question it. Other than that, I'm going to have to play around with shotguns. I'm going to make a couple videos about shotguns, make a couple videos about the snipers, maybe a video or 2 showing off the campaign, like the ending and my thoughts on the campaign. Maybe a video, like 1 video should be enough for the campaign, like 1 short 10-minute video, not gonna rush it. And then 1 video about extinction. I don't know where that is coming from. Maybe it's in the campaign. Maybe I have to finish the campaign to know what extinction is all about. Aliens. Why? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to probably read up on it or just finish the campaign, because maybe, excuse me, I dropped my penny. Maybe it's somewhere in the campaign. I don't know. But anywho's, my first impressions of the game thus far, it's okay to me. I enjoy it. I thoroughly do not have any complaints. I don't rage at this particular Call of Duty like I do in Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I can't particularly find one truly awful thing about this game, other than it's not truly awful, but I don't know, the spawns seem kind of weird to me. It doesn't feel fluid, doesn't feel right. Something feels off about the spawns. Maybe it's just the map layout, how clustered it is. And other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of major complaints. Like I said before, wait a little bit, see what patches come out for it, see how the game's gonna alter, and I'll probably make a secondary review called Afterthought, where after all 4 DLCs come out, I'm gonna compare my review and my experience when the game first came out to when after all the DLC is out and after all the patches are done, and I'll see if it's still a really fun game. Other than that, game on, guys, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more Call of Duty Ghost commentaries and gameplays and fun stuffs. Also, if you want to see some Battlefield 4, be sure to dislike this video if you want to see some Battlefield 4, so I know how many people actually want to see Battlefield 4 versus Call of Duty. But if you want to see both, like and comment and favorite and subscribe to all the stuff you like to do in your free time. My name is Ryan. See you all in another video. Boosh.